another YouTube video. I am here for another edition of Goth Movie Recommendations, which you may or may not have heard of. So I've done a little bit more like obscure ones in the past. I've done Kissed, I've done The Phantom Carriage, whatever. But like this time, this is a little bit more mainstream, but that doesn't mean that you will have necessarily seen it. Today, I'm going to do the Phantom of the Opera, which I realize has several incarnations, but this is specifically the 2000, I don't know the year, early 2000s version of the Phantom of the Opera. I know there's like a silent film version. I know there's a bunch of them. This is the one with Gerard Butler from the early 2000s. And I sure wish I had some dramatic lighting for this. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, look at this. Look at this. The universe has provided us with some dramatic lighting for our Phantom of the Opera Goth movie recommendation. And I am wearing my finest velvet bell-sleeved robe and an absinthe themed necklace. So we are well in line to do this movie review. If you've seen this, let me know in the comments. If you have not, again, there will be no spoiler alerts because I do not presume to know what you have seen and what you have not seen. In future, if I do goth movie reviews, stuff like Edward Scissorhands that I like expect you to have seen, there will be spoilers. But this is fairly mainstream, but not mainstream enough that I expect everyone to have seen it. So here is my take on this film. When I watched this several years ago, I am a Phantom of the Opera purist. I'm sorry to say it makes me sound like a snob, but I totally was. So I have watched the stage production 2 times. I have the original soundtrack with Colm Wilkinson from like the 80s that I listened to obsessively when I was a child. Like sang along with it very badly. Um dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of times. And I loved it. My God, did I love it. Saw a production of it when I was a child. My parents took me, 100% thrilled. Saw another production of it a couple of years ago, put on by a very big budget theater company, which I was also thrilled with. And and then I bought this movie. And because I'm such a Phantom of the Opera purist, I was expecting the moon. And I'm going to say something and then I'm going to take it back. So when I watched this originally, I thought I was expecting everything. I thought this was going to be the best thing known to man. I was like totally excited about it. I watched it and thought this was a giant piece of shit. And I was like, ugh, I'm never going to watch it again. My God, how horrible. And I put it away and I never watched it again. But I had an inkling the other day. I had an inkling that I would go back to it. Maybe I would set aside my expectations because my original gripes with this film were that Gerard Butler is not the singer that he needs to be to star in this film. And at the time, I was not that familiar with Gerard Butler, did not know who the man was. All I knew is that I had seen multiple theater productions of The Phantom where the lead character of The Phantom could sing much better than the man in this film, whatever. And I was like, ugh, I'm done. And I let it go. And that was kind of my like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm not giving it any more credit. I'm not paying it any more attention, all that kind of stuff. However, I sort of swallowed my, not my pride, but swallowed my bad assessment of this film, as you will, and consciously decided to give it another chance. And what I did, I stand by what I said. I now, being more familiar with Gerard Butler's work, having seen him in more films, I appreciate him as an actor. I think he's an awesome guy. He seems like a lot of fun. He's a great actor. He adds a lot of like passion and his like acting ability to the role. But I stand by what I said about him not being the strongest singer for this part, if you will. But even that being taken into consideration, when I gave it a bit of time to pass and I let my like anger for it simmer down, I'm going to 100% recommend this to you. This is an aesthetically gorgeous film. Like when I tell you that the aesthetics of this film are up there with Interview with the Vampire, with Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is high fucking praise from me because that is one of my favorite films of all time. Like, the aesthetics of this film are absolutely fucking gorgeous. And they are up there with those very classic Gothic films of the 90s. I am not lying. Like, that is true. So, and the vocals in it aren't bad. They're not opera level, theater production level what I expected, but they're not bad. I take back 90% of what I said, 90% of what I thought about this film originally. And like, I didn't have to tell you guys that. Like, I literally could have gone into this and be like, this is great, you should watch it, which is definitely what I'm saying. But I wanted to tell you that, like, my first take on it compared to my recent take on it has become very different. So it is okay if your, tastes grow and evolve and all that kind of stuff. So I recommend this. It is aesthetically beautiful. If you are a fan of Andrew Lloyd Webber's work, if you are a fan of Phantom of the Opera, if you are a fan of Gerard Butler, if you're a fan of like 90s goth, if you're a fan of like Victorian romantic goth, if you're a fan of like candles and chandeliers and all that stuff, all of these things, this is for you. It is 100% gorgeous. I very badly sang along with every song in this. It's long, it's like 2.5 hours, but if you're in for the long haul, it's worth it. It's not fast paced, it's not action packed. But I mean, any that person that knows the Phantom of the Opera story, like, would not expect that. It is a great watch and I highly recommend it. Have you seen this film? Let me know. Would you watch this film? Let me know. What is your favorite version of Phantom of the Opera? Let me know. I'm going to show you this gorgeous DVD case up close, and then we'll come right back for my conclusion. Here we have my Phantom of the Opera DVD, which I purchased for $2.95. Thank you very much. It was $2.95 well spent. It has a beautiful, look at the, oh, it's upside down. It's upside down. Hang on. Look at the gorgeous DVD. And we've got the cool Phantom of the Opera program inside. Love that. Obviously, this contest is not valid anymore. But my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful film. We've got the back thingy here. Probably it'll tell me what year. Rated PG-13, which I think has been downgraded to PG right now. 141 minutes, so get in for the long haul when you do this. This is an early 2000s. Has some like extras and the original theatrical trailer, blah, blah, blah. But like, what a gorgeous film. Even if the singing is not top notch, fucking recommend. Please watch this. My God. So there you have it, my Goth movie recommendations that you may or may not have seen. Phantom of the Opera. I clearly bought this for $2.95, as you saw in the close-up. Was it worth $3? Yes, it fucking was. This is a beautiful film. And even if you don't care for musicals, if you don't care for opera, like, aesthetically, if you are a gothically inclined, especially a romantically gothically inclined person, this is worth your time. It is beautiful. It gives me the same kind of like as like Interview with the Vampire does, as those like 90s beautiful gothic classic films do. Please watch this. And also, actually, in conclusion, something that I have become aware of that's interesting, which I didn't plan for, was that when I started doing this series of Gothic movie recommendations, I thought I would just tell you about a film, you would tell me whether or not you'd seen it, whether or not you liked it, and that would be it, right? But what I've seen in the comments is people giving me recommendations on other Gothic films that I may or may not want to watch, which is fucking cool. I didn't expect that, I didn't ask for it, but I love it. So if you have other recommendations of films that I should watch and do like recommendations / reviews on, I would love to hear them. Also, let me know that in the comments. And I believe that's it. So if you like this video, if you like Phantom of the Opera, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. If you want to follow along on my Patreon for sewing updates and other really weird shit that happens to me on the daily, which I don't necessarily include on YouTube, please do that. If you want to buy me a Ko-fi, please do ko-fi.com/MadamAbsinthe. It helps further my sewing projects and helps me to create some of the weird shit that I do on a daily basis. And I think that's it. Like, subscribe, follow me on Patreon, buy me a Ko-fi if you want to. Let me know if you've seen this film or if you would, and I will see you all around for my next Goth movie recommendations that you may or may not have heard of. And if you have a movie suggestion, let me know. I'm happy to watch it and review it for you here.